Hi, Crystal. Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for DV Concrete Construction in Georgia. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get DV Concrete Construction in front of the people searching for concrete services in the Atlanta metro area. I keep doing that, putting an O at the end of Atlanta. Anyways, so like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I make these videos in order to, yes, spread the word about my business. I'm very proud of G3 Agency and what we've been able to achieve, but also just to give free information away. I want you to walk away from this video knowing more about how to get your name in front of people that are searching for your services and the ability to actually go out and make it happen. And the idea is, of course, every once in a while, someone's going to come back to me and say, hey, I love what you showed me, but I don't have the time to do it. Would you help me? And then we can move forward with talking about whether or not it makes sense for our businesses to work together and form a partnership. But my hope is that you'll walk away from this just knowing more about what options you have. So the first thing that I want to point out here is that you have a phone number here at the top, which is great. But what you're going to want to do is make this a click to call phone number. Almost 70% of the people coming to your website will statistically be on their phones. And if this is a click to call phone number, meaning that they can just tap on it, it'll pull up that phone app on their phone. And that'll make it a lot easier for them to go from curious to customer, as I like to say. And then the next thing would be your content. So how many words are on the page, and are they relevant to what you do? So I can see that you have quite a few very good words on your page, but not enough nearly at all. So we recommend to our clients that they have at least 3,000 words on their home page and 1,500 or more on their other pages. The reason for this is that content is king with Google. And basically, Google believes that if you have more information on your site, you must be the subject matter expert. You must be the most relevant person to its searchers to be showing. So you definitely want to increase the content on your site. And then if I right click, this is kind of fun. If I right click on an image and click Save Image As, if it'll let me do it, let's try this one. Save Image As, there we go. I can see this image was saved as this string of numbers and letters. So that's not really helping you. What you want to do is re-upload all these images, but not before saving them as key phrases that people are actually typing into Google every month when they're looking for your services and they are in your service area. And I'll show you how to find those key words and actually show you some that are going to be pretty exciting for you, I think. But of course, I'm a nerd. I think all this stuff is exciting. But so this is Ahrefs. This is my favorite tool. It gives me an in-depth look into how a website's performing, because it's one thing for it to look nice, sure, but it's more important, I think, for it to actually function as a lead generation machine, and that's why I specialize in SEO, or search engine optimization. So we have UR and DR scores here. This basically is how trustworthy does Google think that your web page is, so in this case your home page, and then your whole website. These are very low scores, and you definitely want to increase them in order to be shown on Google, because right now they're not going to be showing you very much at all. So how we increase these scores is with backlinks and referring domains, as well as with that content and images that I was talking about. So backlinks are any link that goes from another website that comes back to your website, and a referring domain is any website that has at least one of those links back to your site on it. So you've got 3 different websites pointing to your site a total of 5 times. And then we have organic keywords. An organic keyword is any phrase that a person could type into Google and have you show up in the first 100 results. Unfortunately, being result number 11 means that you probably aren't going to be seen at all, because most people never leave that first page of Google, which only shows the top 10 results, before they either find what they're looking for or give up completely. So you definitely want to be in those top 10 And here are some words that you might be interested in. This is the fun part. So I put in Atlanta, and then I put in concrete, and then paver with a star at the end, which will bring up both paver and pavers. So this is what my results are, and you could do the same thing, but with other, Alpharetta and Marietta and all that. Is it Marietta? I think that's what the place is called. I'm not from Georgia, as you can tell. We have a Pavers Atlanta here. It's got 250 volume, which means 250 people each month on average are typing this exact phrase into Google. And then it's got a keyword difficulty, or KD, of 6. And that's out of 100. And you would think that that is, okay, so first of all, keyword difficulty basically is on a scale from 0 to 100, how difficult would it be to show up on the first page of Google, according to Ahrefs and what their best guess, right? So a keyword difficulty of 6 might sound very, very low, but it's a little higher than we like to go for the beginner, just because it takes a bit of time. You'd be able to show up for Patio Pavers Atlanta a bit faster. There's just 50 less people looking for it. I did focus on Pavers Atlanta because I do think it's within reach for you. That 6 is not so terribly hard. But you would want to go after these simultaneously. You'd have a page on your site about pavers in Atlanta, and you would include these words in your content, as well as you would save your images as those key phrases. And then maybe concrete patio pavers Atlanta, that could be on the same page. There's another 150 people searching for it. Brick pavers Atlanta, etc. You can see how this really adds up with the amount of people searching for your services in your service area each month. So if you were sitting in the top for even just a few of these keywords, you'd be seeing a pretty steady increase in the amount of customers that you have. So if I type Pavers Atlanta into Google, like those 250 people are each month, this is what we get. Usually there's some ads at the top. They're not showing up. Who cares? Most people just scroll right past them anyway. The next thing that we see here is the map pack. So that's spelled MAP. PACK, and how you get into the map pack is a little different than how you end up in the organic results down here. So I'm going to take a quick sidebar and tell you how to get up here, and then go back to talking about organic results. So the map pack is basically the top 3 if you were to look it up on maps, right? So what you do in order to show up here is, first you have to make sure that your Google My Business listing is accurate. So you want to look up your own business on Google with your business name, and if that's not enough, add your phone number to it, and you'll see a little section over here on this side of the screen that'll have information about your business. Want to make sure that specifically your name, address, and phone number, or NAP, as we call it, the name, address, and phone number of your business is spelled exactly, perfectly correct. There's no typos. The reason for this is that then you're going to take that same information and plaster it all over different free directories online, like Yelp, Yext, CityStar, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook, etc. Anywhere that you can list your information for free. What that's going to do is it's going to prove to Google that you really do exist, that you really do serve the area that you say you serve, and that's going to help increase your credibility and therefore your visibility. If you end up in the first 3 or the top 3 results on the maps side of Google for any key phrase, you're going to end up in the top 3 here as well, which is really exciting, but not nearly as exciting as showing up right here. This is what's called the #1 organic result. This is the one that gets 30% of all that traffic. So if it were 150, I know it would be about 45. Since it's 250 search volume here, you're probably going to be getting, these guys are probably getting more like, what's 45 posts, about 75 visitors each month because of this one key phrase, just this one. So that's pretty cool. So what we want to do is actually look at their website and think these couple of thoughts. What is it that they're doing right, that they're showing up on that first page and we are not? And what is it that they're not doing that we could do so that we can surpass them? So first off, the content on their page. How many words do they have? Are they relevant? Looks like they've got some words that are relevant, but there's not that many, and definitely not that 3,000 minimum that we were talking about. So if you had 3,000 words on your homepage, that would definitely put you ahead of the competition in that aspect. And then we can ask, are they taking advantage of those images and saving them properly? And they are not. Top subpage is definitely not a search term. And then finally, we can throw them in Ahrefs, and this is where we see why they're showing up in that top position there. So we can see they've got a pretty good UR score and a pretty good DR score, and these are pretty even. This shows a well-rounded website, and Google does like that. However, they don't have that many backlinks and referring domains coming to that site, to that page, so that's not going to be too difficult to outdo. And then we can, this is a really fun one too, we can actually take a look at their organic keywords that they're showing up for and think to ourselves, are there any here that would be good for us as well, right? So we've got Brick Pavers Atlanta. 150 people are typing that into Google. They're showing up in the first position. And remember how I said they would get about 45 if they were showing up for a keyword volume of 150? Well, they're getting 59. So that's actually a little higher than expected, but not by much. This is more like what we would expect here. They're getting 46 traffic from showing up in the first position for Pavers Alpharetta, which 150 people are searching. And so that's pretty cool. We can go down here and check out all of their keywords, and we really want to look for keywords that have these two very important metrics or aspects. You want it to have something that you do and a place that you do it. Because basically, if it doesn't have, let's see if there's a good one here that's a good example of a bad example. Okay, well, this one would be, yeah, concrete brick pavers. It doesn't have that much volume, but often you see a higher volume if it doesn't have an area associated with it. Like concrete brick pavers doesn't have an area, but somebody typing it in, these 60 people typing that into Google each month, they might be in the Atlanta, Georgia area, but most likely they're not. And so showing up in the first position for this keyword just isn't going to do you much good. But showing up in a keyword like this, where it has what you do and where you do it, that's going to be very helpful. Okay, that is the end of my presentation. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that you feel walking away from this like you know more about your options and ability to get in front of people searching for your services. And of course, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And I really do look forward to that feedback from you on whether this was helpful and if you plan to use this information in the future. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.